So this afternoon, I'm with Anna Harper, and I will try get your name right, Stefan. Stefan Canavan.
Yes.
So um, it's an interesting surname, Stefan. And huge thanks for you joining me, Anna, as well. So Anna, I had the pleasure of you sharing the facilitated networking session just a few days ago at the Property Development Summit, over 100 plus in attendance at that particular day. So huge thanks for you coming along, and a huge thanks for you taking part in the upcoming Central London Evening Property Network. That's on the 16th of this month. It's at the London Bridge Hotel. And you'll be going through some of your details in a lot more detail. But one of the deals which really struck me was your deal in Manchester, which is a 20 plus unit development. But I don't want to steal the thunder, which I've already done in a way by talking about the 20 unit development. Do you want to just give the listeners an idea about how you came about working together and about your vision and your company as well? And I know that could take hours, and that's why you've got a 40 plus minute session at the London Bridge Hotel, as I say, on the 16th of this coming month.
Yeah, well, thank you, Brendan. We're really looking forward to the event, and I thought Saturday's event as well was really fantastic. It's such a good room. Myself and Stefan met several years ago at a networking event, actually, which shows the power of all those events. And we started working together about 18 months formally, and we known each other for some time. And since then, we've established an investment and development company, which investors typically, and doing development deals which are exciting, which make good returns, and which are backed by strong strategies, always focusing on minimising the risk and maximising the return. In London and a couple of locations outside of London, so Manchester being one of them, and also Stoke. Yeah. So a whole range of locations, but core kind of strategy being exciting multi-unit developments where we can make good returns with the investors that we work with.
Well put.
And so you two came together from a networking meet. So obviously there's some networking skills there, both Anna and Stefan. And people do sometimes say to me, we're not meeting the right people at networking meets. Obviously it's not sometimes about meeting the right people, but being in the right place at the right time and just creating that win-win relationship. So I know I've gone slightly off course on what I said we'd cover, which is looking at the Manchester deal, but what would your advice be to people who go to networking events who are thinking, look, it's not quite working for us, we're not finding the right partners? What did both Stefan and Anna, did you have a vision when you went to a networking meet that you wanted to meet someone of a different skill set, or?
So just quickly, the video's a bit broken, but I think I got the question. Before I worked with Anna, actually, it's worth touching on, I used to run a project management company that ran refurbishment projects for people in London. And I actually got my largest ever contract through meeting someone at a networking event as well. So for me, you just have to put yourself out there, be very clear on what you do and what you want from the event and what you want from potential partners, and you will meet the right people. If you go in there being very ambiguous, just saying, hi, I'm interested in just learning a bit more about this, then you're not going to get anything specific. I go in with a specific idea of what you want, and you're more likely to find it that way.
And also knowing what you can offer as well, because everyone can offer something. So having a clear idea of what you can do to help other people, I think, is really valuable.
Yeah.
The other thing is, it's not just about meeting the person on the night. So we between when we met and when we actually started working together. So it was much longer term than just meeting someone and overnight becoming a great business partner.
Yeah.
Sure. We were definitely, hopefully, go into a little bit more detail on the 16th of February on that particular topic of networking, how you two formed the relationship together. One thing I just want to add, Anna and Stefan, now there's people who would love to be here in London on the 16th of February who are thinking, look, we can't join that particular meet. We'd like to connect with you. You've obviously got your own podcast. Is that the best way to connect with you, or is it best to connect via Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter? How would you like people to connect with you who can't make the 16th of February?
Yeah, we've got all the usual social media channels. So we've got obviously a website which you can contact us on a form, and that's landmarkprojectslondon.com. Also emails are Anna and then Stefan at landmarkprojectslondon.com. Facebook, we've got Landmark Projects. Instagram, we've both got our own profiles and LinkedIn and all that kind of thing. So any way you like, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so just looking at the case studies,
Start
Anna.
branching out into more.
Oh, sorry, say that again, Stefan.
Oh, sorry, it's where the delay. We also said that at some point we're branching out, do more regional talks as well. So we're happy to do those kind of things also.
So you're looking, or you're open to opportunities to speak in other parts of the UK. So in case there's other event organisers listening to this video, is that right?
Yeah, always.
Really keen, yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So I know I've interrupted you a few times. I try not to, and I just want to make this short. But in terms of your developments, I know, Stefan, before we did this interview, you said it's not actually the biggest deal, this Manchester deal, which is a 20+ unit development. Your biggest deal in terms of GDV. Do you want to just let the listeners know?
Yeah, the biggest GDV deal is a development we have in just outside Stoke-on-Trent, which is the refurbishment of a large single dwelling. We then, with that property, bought a large barn that's being converted into three-bedroom barn conversions. And then on that site as well, we've got planning for 4 new build houses. So the GDV on that is 2+, just over 2 million.
What were you going to add, Anna?
I was just going to say, you'd be surprised that the 22 unit site that you mentioned earlier isn't actually the biggest, but the biggest in terms of GDV, despite being so many units. But it's kind of the one that everyone's interested in because there's more units and it gets more exciting creating something that big.
Well, for me, when you say 22 units, it's a little bit scary as well. Is it not scary to you, either Stefan or Anna, or that's within your comfort zone now? And what opportunities are you looking for? I know speaking opportunities you're open for. Are you open to other opportunities as well?
We're always looking to work with new people. Everything we've done has been a joint venture of some kind, and we're always looking to, whether it be working with new people who have a skill set in a particular area, or investors who want to money in exciting projects. So,
I mean, being really specific, we either work with people who have money but don't have the experience, or we work with developers who have a project in their local area and know that there's money in it and can deliver it themselves, but don't necessarily have the money to fund it themselves. We're happy to then provide the funding if the joint venture in general works. So either investors or developers.
Okay, and in terms of geographical area, it looks like it's not just London, it's Stoke, you mentioned Manchester, so it's quite a wide spectrum in terms of geography, is that correct? Well,
Yesterday
Anna?
as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, say that again, Stefan?
We just put an offer in on somewhere in Portsmouth yesterday.
Wow.
But I'm from Portsmouth, so I know the local area. Typically, it's areas where we can get there fairly easily. So Stoke and Manchester are on the same train line from London. Portsmouth, I can drive there in an hour and a half. My mum lives there, so providing you can travel there fairly easily, we're open.
And as long as the location has good, strong, solid fundamentals behind it, there's jobs and there's transport and there's stuff to attract people there. Otherwise, we wouldn't develop there.
Anna and Stefan, so I know you've got an economics degree, is that right? Cambridge, have I got that right, Anna?
I did land economy, yeah.
Land economy. So, and you've got project management experience, Stefan, so that's how you've come together in one way, plus through networking as well. So I look forward to seeing you on the 16th of this coming month. I just want to say, what will people get from hearing you speak? Is it how to create that perfect relationship in terms of a business relationship, in terms of finding your perfect partner, or the perfect deal, or what would you say is the biggest takeaway from the 16th of February?
So when we wrote the talk, what we realized was that in the last 12 months, we've achieved probably more together than we had done in the whole time we were working in property before. And there were a number of fundamentals and underlying themes that allowed us to accelerate so quickly and grow the business. And it's those things that we're doing now that are allowing us to do that we'll share. Also, a lot of the mistakes we made on the way so that people can learn from those and not make them themselves. But yeah, if you think about this time 2 years ago, I was doing 1, 2 or 3 unit developments, and now we have a pipeline of 80. How do you go from there to there in 18 months is kind of what we'll take you through.
So I do apologize to the listeners. The video was intermittent at times, but this information is so key, so powerful. And as I say, I'm really delighted to see both of you on the 16th at London Bridge Hotel. It's an evening event, so tickets, there'll be a description, YouTube description, and it will say how to book tickets. So it's just £20 to attend the evening. It's co-host. It's almost a female-only meet, Anna. I know you mentioned to me about. So Luke can't be there. Luke Hamill, who's my co-host. So it's Julie Hogbin who's co-hosting. My normal mortgage broker isn't there, so it's going to be Augusta Oyinki Lumia. So there may be one other speaker as well, but as I say, co-hosted that particular evening by Julie Hogbin. And as I say, there's going to be a property finance update. So huge thanks for you joining me this afternoon. And for my listeners, whenever you're joining me, hopefully you're joining me before the 16th. Otherwise, you know the ways to connect to both Hannah and Stefan. So huge thanks for you joining us this afternoon, and a huge thanks to the listeners as well.
Thank you, Brendan.
Thank you.
Really
Oh,
appreciate it.
thank you. Bye for the moment.
Bye.
Bye-bye.